the heart of the sea, though the waters roar and foam, though the mountains tremble at its swelling. Oh, my God. God wants us to know that, listen, you need to get rid of the self-talk. You know what fear is? Fear is negative self-talk. That's all fear is. Fear is negative self-talk. What you say to and about yourself will form you. I got to say that again. What you say to yourself and about yourself will form an opinion of yourself. So speak wisely, my brothers and sisters, to yourself. Never say anything about yourself that you do not want to come true. I will say that again. What you say to yourself and about yourself will form opinions of yourself. So learn to speak wisely about yourself. Never say anything about yourself that you do not want to come true. In other words, speak positive, speak life, speak affirmations, speak scripture over your life. Speak what God has says about you. You know, in the book of Judges, Gideon was a young man, and the Midianites had attacked them and destroyed food sources and things, and Gideon was hiding, and he was trying to thrash some wheat for his family, and he was afraid because he was hiding. But the angel of the Lord came, and the angel of the Lord called him a mighty man of valor. That means a mighty man, a mighty warrior. But Gideon, I can imagine him said, you can't be talking about me because I'm up here hiding from the enemy. And the angel told him, listen, you're going to go in the strength that you have and you're going to deliver your people. Fear is nothing but negative self-talk. And we need to learn to positively say to ourselves, remember, let me say this again, what you say to yourself and about yourself will form a negative opinion of yourself. Never say anything about yourself that you do not want to come true. Why would you say negative things about you and have a negative outcome when the words that are coming out of your mouth speaks life and death? The tongue speaks life and death. Speak life, my brothers and sisters. There's so much negativity out here. We cannot afford to speak negative things to ourselves. So you must remember that. And also remember, there's a way out of your mess. And it's JESUS. Why don't you speak the name?
Where can you buy a brand new Nissan with a lifetime warranty? Kingston Pike. Hey, folks, Gerald Anderson with Ted Russell Nissan. You heard it right. Every new Ted Russell Nissan comes with a lifetime warranty, and that's a long, long time. Ted Russell Nissan on Kingston Pike.
Good morning and welcome to AM 1380 WYSH and Ask Your Neighbor. Ask Your Neighbor can also be heard and seen on our website, WYSHradio.com. And if you are in Anderson, Rome, or Morgan County and have Comcast cable, you can watch Ask Your Neighbor on BBB TV Channel 12. Ask Your Neighbor is the program where you call in and do just that. Ask Your Neighbor. Do you have a comment? Do you have a problem? Or do you have a question? Then call in and ask your neighbor. 865-457-1380 or toll free at 877-711-4005. And for those of you that might be listening or watching on the internet, you can email from our website, WYSHradio.com. Just click on the Contact Us button and email your questions. Now sit back and listen as listeners throughout East Tennessee and the entire world answer your questions on Ask Your Neighbor on BBB TV 12 and AM 1380 WYSH.
Good morning and
welcome into Ask Your Neighbor. David West, stars and stories of the Kaz Walker Show. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Dave,
Morning.
Howard, and the crew. You guys got guests today. You guys are rip-roared and ready to go.
We got a big crew today. You know, I was just thinking, a while ago, I just happened to look at a menu of Blue Circle back in the 60s. I guess it's early 70s, wasn't it? Late 60s and early 70s. Yeah. The hamburgers were 12 cents and the coffee
12 cents
was a dime. I'm going to tell you what this guy did. That I just, I couldn't hardly figure it out, but then I figured it in my head a while ago, or early this morning. Coffee was 10 cents a cup.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd say even in the middle of 70, it got 15 maybe, never over 20.
Sure.
Probably more like, it stayed a dime, I think, for a pretty good while, even in the 70s. And this fella, he was a big-time salesman, and he wore the same size suits as Red and Fred, and he got a new one, I think, every month. And he'd sell in others, because they just like brand new. And Red and Fred, let's go out there to the Southern Grill. I said, whatchamacallit's going to be out there, and we'll go out there, and I'm going to buy some suits. And he'd meet him there, and look here, he gets one of them 10-cent cup of coffee, and probably drunk 5 of them because he just sat there. And when he got up to leave, he left a dime tip. But I got to think about that. That's 100%.
Mm-hmm.
If it's 20%, look what it was, percentage-wise. It's a lot of money. I'd always look at that dime and I think, man, these are the last of the big-time offenders. But he still yet was leaving quite a bit. I remember they said people, I don't see much of it, but when coffee's even a nickel cup in the 50s and 40s, staying there, and they'd leave a penny.
That's 20 cents, 20%.
See, if you leave 20%, now you done pretty good.
Yeah.
That's at the top. But you leave a dime, man, that's on the dollar.
Back then, that was, $1
That's
a dollar.
10% if coffee's $1.
Yeah.
If it's cents, it's 20, so I guess he's leaving a big tip. I just didn't know it. I thought, man, they're selling him $100 suits and he's getting a dime.
Back in the day, they Smoky Mountain hot dog over across from Meredith Hospital. It's 10 cents a piece. If you bought a dozen of them, they'd sell them to you for $1. Of course, there's other little stores that sold hot dogs and then little hamburgers the same way. If you bought a dozen, they'd sell them to you for $1. Good luck. Say 20 cents. And back then, 20 cents.
That's a lot of money.
You buy a good pack of cigarettes.
I got to tell you something funny since you brought that up. D. Stout played harmonica for us. You know,
Oh, yeah, D.
Bass, he saw the things he could do, but he thought he could do more than what he could do. He had a good imagination. It was real big. Hey, I'll tell you this, but I'll tell you what I'm going to tell you. But he was doing something. He sang some kind of a song, and I done something. And he said, now, David, you need to stick with your limitations. And I said, well, everybody don't do that. I heard you trying to sing a while ago. But anyhow,
he was a good bass player, though.
Yeah, he was. He was a good harmonica player, too. Real good harmonica. But so he went over and
That's funny.
he worked for Brown Transfer, and he went over and brought him some of them hot dogs you're talking about. 6 of them hot dogs, boy. He could put their food away now.
Yeah.
He got 6 of them hot dogs and he smoked real bad. And he got it there and it made him sick. And he lost all his hot dogs. He said, it made me so mad. I just turned around and went there and bought 6 more at once and said, boy, you sure like them dogs. He'd eat them hot dogs.
I'll have to say they had the best hot dogs I reckon I ever eaten in my life.
Well, that thing was there for a long time, wasn't it?
Lord, yeah. And their secret is in their chili. And he would not sell that recipe. He would give it to nobody, and he died with it.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, if I offered good money for it, that soup at the Apple Barn at Pigeon Forge, that's the best vegetable soup I ever eat. And I told one of them girls, I said, you get me that recipe, so I said, I'll give you $300. She said, I'd be glad to get it if it's locked up in a safe. Ain't no way you'll see that. Then it gets down to the final analysis. Her son is going to, whoever drove it is coming and put them in it. You don't know what they are. But I went in the steakhouse down there, and they still got a Sizzle Steakhouse in Athens. I went in there, and that soup was real good. And I said, boy, it sure is good soup. I said, boy, I'd like to have a recipe for it. She said, I'll go get it for you. She went back there and they sent it. The only thing about it, it was in 5-gallon quantities. So, you know, it didn't help me. I got the recipe.
You have to reduce it down.
Yep.
Yeah, we eat dinner in my, like about a year ago or two.
It's about a year and a half ago.
A year and a half ago, we was going to down below Atlanta, see a friend of mine.
Peachtree, Georgia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we stopped each other going down, coming back. It still got it just like it was. Old Sizzle Steakhouse. Get number 2, number 3, number 6, whichever one you want. He's looking for giving
Well, that settling was right there where Austin's is.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there's a bunch. Yes. You know, we had, as musicians, you had things that you said that made up yourself, you know. We was eating, and we called pinto beans 38s. You know, gas up on them 38s. And so I walked up at that number system deal. No, it was a buffet. It was a buffet deal, and I had my plate going through there. I looked at them beans, and I said, is them 38s? That girl stuck her breast out. She said, I guess it's close. It embarrassed me. I could crawl under that table. My face got... She said, pretty close. Right, everybody. I said, well, just give me a bowl of them. Certain things you do.
Uh-huh.
I told this once before, but this is really embarrassing too. We was at Scotty Stoneman. I worked Bonnie and Buster, and we traveled quite a bit. And I see me and Scotty Stoneman, champion fiddle player, in 7 or 9. Boy, he was good. But anyhow, we went in to eat at Kentucky Fried Chicken there in Middleborough. I walked in there, and oh man, back in, them things were so full. One would go in there and order, another run to try to get a table. And he'd say, what's for a table to get empty? You know, little tables, and we'd all sit at it. Sometimes you sit with other people. I mean, it's so plumb out the door. And I said, we told one of them guys, go get us a table and serve us, me and Scotty at the line, you know. We got up there, and Scotty all the time pulling tricks on you, too. He got right up there, all this, and he said, ladies and gentlemen, have your attention, please. He got everybody's attention. He said, there's a celebrity here in the house that a banjo picker works as Von Lou and Buster show. Said, Mr. David WYSH, let's give him a great big hand. Oh, I got a hand there thing, and I heard that woman say, who did you say he was? He said, I don't know. I just saw him after a while ago outside. I don't know who he is. He just wanted me to introduce him. And he went in this grocery store, and he said, follow me. You have some fun. We walked in, and when he did, he turned into a spider. You know, all his hands out, and he walked like a spider. He went all down one aisle, up another aisle, and we was following him, and everybody else got following him in, looking at him. You know, he couldn't get nothing loose, because, I mean, he was deformed like a spider. He got up there and said, give me a pack of them Pall Malls or whatever it was he smoked. And she gave him one, and he opened it right there, and still looking like a spider. He said, oh, he said, boy, that was a close one. And it turned into Scotty again, walked out the door. And see, a lot of people know who he was because I was still upon him, but when he was working for Cass Walker, you know, they saw you. You worked for Mr. Walker. They saw you every day. They got to where they call you Cass. Hey, Cass, how you doing? Y'all gonna play us more? Play me a song, you know. Mm-hmm. We go in and get us some donuts and stuff, coffee, give us all that. It's a sight of things. I'll tell you one that Fred told. This is too bad to tell, but too good to keep, I guess. They're sitting in the gym, fixing to go after and do a show, and Fred done this one. This old boy, he was bad about back-breaking wind. They called them hiney-burps back then. Hiney-burps. And these boys sit there, and he couldn't be sort of big honeyburp. You hear it and smell it too. We did. Fred jumped up and said, oh my goodness, and started walking. That boy said, I'd leave too if I was you. We went through, we always had fun though. back in them days, it wasn't like it is now. You sleep on a piece of foam about this big and a piece of plywood on your whole bus, and we thought this good bus they had little curtains so you had your privacy. But it worked, and we had a lot of fun, a lot of good times. But I just thinking about some of the good old days and some of the good times. We had some of them, didn't we?
Oh,
You was working with you was getting a haircut whenever you went to Nashville, wasn't you?
Yeah.
Where's y'all at?
He was out there on Ruddy's Pike. He first started out over on Willow Springs Road. Not Willow Springs. Over on McIntyre. Then he got a place on Ruddy's Pike there. And I was in there, and he said, "You know, Hart said I like to go to Nashville and write stuff." He said, "But I'm afraid I can't make it." I said, "We got it made now, Lee?" And he said, no. I said, "Then where you got to look?" I said, "If it don't work, you can always come back to this."
Yeah.
You know.
Everybody's going to be nice when you come back.
Oh, yeah. And so about 2 weeks, he called me. He said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I ain't doing nothing." He said, "You want to go down night for me and Betty?" He said, "I'm going to look for some apartments. I'm going to move." I said, "You may have to feed me for a while." Well, we can work that out if it comes to it. But I never did have to, so he done pretty good. He hooked up with Tweety Bird, and he hit it right off. He got.
What he hit with Conway, that's number one. I mean, big. I love you more today than he can from now on. It was a big song, wasn't it?
Oh man, I got a list, several of them. Number ones.
That's long. That's
Seeing
number
Angel
one for
Cry.
several weeks, wasn't it?
Oh yeah.
To see Angel Cry was number one.
Yeah.
You know, I told this before, but we was up there doing a festival, and it just come out that song, "We Came a Long Way, Baby."
Yeah.
And he just standing there right back when he smoked that white pipe, you know. I said, "Boy, it's a pretty song. Who wrote that?" He said, "I did." He just never said no word of it. "I did." That's all he said.
You had to pull it out of L.A. He didn't volunteer nothing.
And he didn't bond with you for a while.
No.
We drive in that old big limousine. He had him a radio. He had radios in. He'd get his ear down that radio. He wouldn't even speak to us. He wasn't he just stuck up and then he just backward. That's when I first went to work with him.
Yeah.
And he'd ask me ask Edwin what he was going to eat and everything, you know. But he wouldn't say much to me. Till after he bonded with me, we were always the best of friends, running around together and doing all kinds of things. I remember one time, I shouldn't have done it, I don't guess. He got his first royalty check, $10,000. This is 1969. We was working 7 nights a week in Gatlinburg, playing in ballyhooing, sit in restaurants. And so he said, "Would you get me a pistol?" And I said, "Well, yeah, I'll get you one." So I took him a nice pistol up there. And that's when he actually won that money. He said, "Can you get me a pistol?" Or got that thing. I said, "Yeah." I took it, and I took him some shells, you know. He said, "Have you got any bullets?" I said, "Go ahead." I said, "Yeah." I said, "Don't load it in here now. Wait till you get home." So he loaded it up. But Ron, I taught him how to play guitar. And he went down to Nashville. Of course, they hired him real quick because he looked like Chris Christopherson. He wrote in them movies, you know. He doubled for Chris.
Sure did.
He doubled for Chris. I'd see, I said, "That's Ron." And him and Ellie got running around, and of course, Conway's airplane pilot married his sister. They lived right above us up there, straight road, where that big old barn is. And they'd come up there and have parties, and all of them come in there and slip in there and have parties, and we played some of them for them. But Ron said we'd been out real late, about 1 o'clock in the morning, and said when we come in, she made us at the door mad. Said she had that pistol. And he's trying to talk her down, and said she cut loose and fired one. So I guess she's trying to scare us. She fired one. He said, "I went over the couch." And Lee was trying to get under it. He couldn't. Said he ran there and got behind some steps. Said she shot through the wall about 3 times. He said she shot till she ran out of bullets. Just shooting up stuff. I said, "Man, I shouldn't have told him that. That's why she hadn't kept her. She was kind of wild anyway." She didn't go to the top floor when it comes to being nice, did she? She's rough.
She's something else. Boy.
She didn't.
She stayed mad.
Oh yeah, and she didn't like you.
No.
Oh, she'd tell you she didn't like you. She said, I ain't got but she said for her one time was doing a show, she ain't got but 2 friends in the world. They said, who it is? She said, David and Luke Brandon. David West and Luke Brandon. She just thought the world was. Of course, I petted on her all the time. Hey, how's my baby doing? That's what she liked. She didn't get attention that she wanted to get.
Yeah.
Come here, baby, let me see my baby. And, oh, that was it. we went in a restaurant, and she was there eating. And she said, "Now I'm going to pay for David's. I'm not paying for none of you all else for David." You have to let her do what she wants to do. I mean, that's the way she done it. But, and she helped write some old songs, too.
Yeah.
She started writing on them and helped write them. And then they wrote that thing that woman got out. What was it? I Love You More Today.
Yeah.
No, that's that other. No. What was it? It's something about. Oh, tell me why they had that. Stand By Your Man. Stand By Your Man. So, L.E. wrote it.
I know it.
He wrote, "Woman, be proud of your man." And
she stole it.
And they took it after her, and she told them it. She said that when they gave it to her to do, and she said, "Shoot, I'm going to rewrite it." And she wrote it, "Stand By Your Man, still be proud of your man." And so L.E. knows she had a song, and he called me. He said, "I want Zane to come down here and sue these people." Said, "I got the band." Said, "They heard her say it." So she said, we'll just do it my way, and I'll change the word of it. Well, when she did, I sent Zane down there, and he goes down to Nashville, stays a day or two, and he comes back, and he said, "David, let me tell you what we're against." He said, "Now, them boys, they all said that she took it, and they heard her make a brag. She's going to, you're not saying nowhere to say the word stealing, but she's going to rewrite it." Mm-hmm. And said, "It's in Nashville, and I ain't got no connections in Nashville. It is Knoxville. I'd take it in a minute and we'd win it. But we could lose it. See, because if somebody puts enough money on them boys to say something else, them pickers said they don't make a lot of money anyhow. Mm-hmm. They start getting $10,000 a piece. Don't tell them what they're going to tell." Yep. He said, if we make one mistake, L.E. be through as a songwriter. See, they're off. I get just write some more songs. But anyhow,
he said we could probably win it.
Yeah.
But in the end,
didn't be changed.
L.E. couldn't do nothing. He'd be forced up in Nashville. There wouldn't be nobody touch him.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, they're tough down there.
That's just politics and music like it is. And so.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, we got a special guest this morning. Daniel Oxendine. I've known him ever since he was, I guess, almost in diapers. Probably.
I'd say so.
Yeah. I remember when he came in. I remember when he first started picking. He comes to Siderville, and I mean, he's a hot banjo picker, guitar player, a good singer, bass player.
That's where my first banjo come from.
Yeah. Yeah, he did.
Dad traded fire extinguishers for him.
What'd he trade?
That's
fire
right.
extinguishers.
That's right. He traded me fire extinguishers.
And it was on election day. I never will forget that. Because we left there in his work truck, and he had to go vote. And I sat out in the truck and played that banjo until he got back.
Yeah, I remember that now. I forgot all about that. That's what I remember I got all them things up from your daddy, but I was trying to figure out what I give him for. It was that banjo, wasn't it?
Yeah, he trades you fire extinguishers for a whole lot of stuff.
Oh, no, yeah.
He's traded for lawnmowers.
Yeah. He'd come in there, and I'd just put them all through the store. I got them everywhere. I got them up in the garage. I got them in my house. I got them in the store. I got them in the barn. And we got them, ain't we? Mike, we got fire extinguishers scattered out everywhere. But Lord, he was good. Tell us a little bit. Who was your first band that you started with?
First band I started with, I guess, was Shadow Ridge. Well, it's actually Spiritual Strings before we become Shadow Ridge.
Shadow Ridge, boy, that's a good band that you had there.
We was, we started Spiritual Strings, me and Doyle Collins, Bill Looney,
Yeah.
And it was all gospel. And Archie Russell was a preacher friend of mine. and he was our tenor singer. And well, after Archie left, we was looking for a tenor singer. We used a couple of guys. And then CF come along, CF Bailey.
CF Bailey, yeah.
And we were still Spiritual Strings at that time. And then when we took CF, of course, everybody knew CF from the bluegrass side.
We were singer, bluegrass singer.
So we started doing a lot of bluegrass shows, and we changed the name from Spiritual Strings to Shadow Ridge so we could, play more bluegrass stuff and still play gospel stuff too. The name would have fit.
Oh yeah,
both.
that's a good band.
But yeah, that was a 90. Let's see, Spiritual Strings. We got together at the Dogwood Arts Festival, and I met Doyle Collins and Bill Looney down there, and I was 18. I guess I just turned 18, so that was in 98, and when we got together. So yeah, we had it.
Yeah, I remember all of them. And
I left Shadow Ridge back last November when I left them, and I called a buddy of mine, Damon Seals. I don't know if you remember him or not. He was with he had the bluegrass gospel band Masterpiece for years and years. Him and Jerry Cole actually started it, and but I called him, and they had dismembered a few years before that. Things happened, different ones' lives, and they couldn't keep going. And I wanted to get something started with him because about 20 years ago, me and Damon met up at the Falling Water Festival and just jammed, and it clicked. But we were both with bands, and we couldn't do nothing about it at that time. And we got together again this time, and it's really it's taken off.
That's one you're with now?
Yeah, me and Damon Seals, and he's playing guitar. David Combs is on mandolin. Randall Woods, boy I graduated high school with, we got him on bass. And I was with after I left CF once a few years back and got with a group, Cross Point, another bluegrass gospel group out of Kentucky.
That's your group, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
You was on TV with us quite a bit.
Yeah, and he was our dobro player, Cleve May, and a real fine tenor singer. I mean, you can't.
Good. You had a really good group.
You can't get too high for Cleve. I'm talking. We've tried to get too high for him, and it gets too high for us. It's not too high for him. He's about like John Duffy or something. Yeah. You can't get too high for him. But yeah, it's really took off, and we got a new album just come out. Just self-titled album, Free Reign Bluegrass Band. It's REIN, and you can find us online. We got a website fixed up, freeraignbluegrassband.com. We're on Facebook, TikTok, and all the social media stuff, and but it's doing real good. So.
Oh yeah. Y'all's open. Tell them where they can get a hold of you on a show date or Blue Ash.
Well, actually, tonight we're going to Whitley City, Kentucky, playing at the Blues and Bluegrass Festival up there. And we close that show out tonight from 9 to 10. And then we're off tomorrow. And then Saturday we'll be up at the Cumberland Mountain Music Show up there in Cumberland Gap with Brian Turner. We'll be playing up there with that.
Is that where they block the street off?
No, it's in the convention center.
Okay, yeah, I know where it's at. Yeah, convention center.
Yep.
Yeah, I've played it back when they blocked the street off, played that.
Steve Gully actually started that, him and Dale Ann Bradley. And when Steve passed away, Brian was Steve's bass player in New Pinnacle. And he's kind of took it over, and that's where we done our CD at, was with Brian at Pinnacle Studios, and so we're going up there Saturday to play for that. So yeah, we got several dates coming up, different places. You can check us out online, pull up our schedule and stuff. But and we got our CDs on there, and we got T-shirts and hats and hoodies and all that kind of stuff you can get. So yeah, you can check us out.
Yeah. Well, Dale Ann, she went pretty big, didn't she?
Oh, absolutely.
I did a show she was on where we did one together about 2 or 3 years ago. She was there. She's really good.
She's a good singer. Very good singer.
Had a good band.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I remember when I had Ellie and Lola and Johnny Free. I had a big band up there. They wanted me to put together.
Yeah.
Plus our band, Monroe Queen Laws, and they blocked the street off, put a big old flatbed out there in that whole street.
Yeah.
There's a crowd there.
Yep.
Yeah. They built that convention center after that. It's a nice place.
They say it is. I've never been up there to it. But
Yeah.
We're looking forward to it.
Oh, it's that's what they built it for. So it's built for that.
Right.
But anyhow, so what is that all you're doing now? Just you still working on?
Oh, no, I'm still working. Still driving truck.
Are you?
Yeah. Still driving dump truck.
Okay. What's your daddy doing now?
He's retired.
Is he?
Yeah, he's retired. He ain't doing nothing.
He ain't doing that.
Can't get him out of the house to do nothing.
That's like this guy. One of the Queener asked this guy, said, what are you doing now? He said, I just been helping my brother. And he said, well, what's your brother do? He said, nothing. So I get that work, Dad.
But Roe got pretty good at that, too.
Yeah. But we're so glad to have you. We're going to play it directly.
Did you ever play that thing up in Owensboro, Kentucky?
Owensboro, Kentucky. Seems like I have played. So I've played with different bands over the years. One time I left CF. I left him a couple times.
Yeah.
But this time's for good. I done started my own band. I ain't going back this time. So.
CF whether you like him or don't like him, he sure can sing.
He can sing. He sure can, yeah.
I mean, he's a part. He looks it, he acts it, he sings it.
Yeah. But
he's a package, ain't he?
But I left him one time, went with Jerry Butler. And
I mean,
when Jerry had the Blue Jays band, had Bobby Clark on mandolin, and it was a real good band. But Jerry wanted to do a lot of traveling between shows. And I was like, well, that ain't working out good for me, because I had quit my job to go with Jerry because he traveled so much. And it would have been okay if we'd have had shows between time, but we didn't. He'd want to leave 3 or 4 days ahead of time and go sightseeing, but that didn't pay no money. I couldn't make it on that.
Don't buy that.
I
said, don't quit your day job.
No, can't do that. So that's what I told this bunch here. We're not looking to be professionals. I mean, we are professional musicians, and we could go full time, but we're not wanting to go full time. We want about 20 or 30 real good festivals a year and still work our day jobs. We don't want to.
Well, you're good. Last time I saw you one time when you was with CF up at the Chicken Festival.
Oh yeah.
Well, you had a show and a half that day.
Yeah, we won that competition up there one year. Then they had us come back the next year to play a little set up there.
You had some good pictures with you. You had what's that mandolin player's name?
Roger Lefew.
Yeah. Roger
Lefew was a really good mandolin player.
Yeah.
He was.
You had some more. What names? What's it? That boy gives lessons. I can't think his name. He talk. My name is. He talks slow. Used to, but he played some weekends.
I can't think of
Roscoe.
Roscoe Morgan?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was with CF. That was during the time I was gone.
Yeah.
CF had to put something else together.
Yeah, because
Scotty Powers went with Belle Ann Bradley.
Yeah.
Was playing with her. And I was with Cross Point. So he got Johnny, banjo player.
Yeah.
Got him, and then Roscoe Morgan.
Roscoe came here to see when he moved in here from Kentucky. And
good morning.
I guess it was the biggest first show down here he started doing every week. And he'd come out, but he talked so long. He said, I say, tell him your name, because all I can talk. My name is Roscoe. And, I mean, he's shaped up a little bit now.
Oh yeah, he's doing good.
Boy,
he's
a real good picker.
He can play anything.
Yeah.
Anything.
Teaches, don't he?
Yep.
Oh, he's real good at
He lives in Maryville.
Oh, I thought we're Roscoe, and he worked several shows with us, little things, but he was a Kentucky boy too, I think.
He's with old Charlie Geesley now. They got a band together and doing real good. Yeah. Clearview Bluegrass Band.
Well, there's a bunch of them played that side of it, wasn't they?
Yeah.
Hey, if they started and didn't no place to play, well, we just come on down.
My Uncle RG used to bring me down there. You remember RG?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was sight. He'd take me to a lot of different festivals and down there at Ciderville, and him and Monroe Queener, you know. Yeah, I remember them days. Monroe offered to give me dobro lessons when he gave RG dobro lessons. And RG was driving all the way up Campbell County.
He gave Leadbetter Phil.
Did he?
Yeah,
well, he offered to give me dobro lessons for free. He said, you just bring that boy with you, and I'll give him lessons while I'm giving you lessons, and, you know, just make one, you can pay for it. And I told him no. I don't know what I was thinking. I wasn't about 7, 8 year old. I could have picked that up. I said, I ain't interested, so I don't know what I done that for.
You know,
now I've got RG's dobros, and I can't even play them.
You know, Monroe was with me 17 years. Boy, we played a lot of shows.
He's a good feller.
We done like 300, lots of years. We done 350 shows. But anyhow, we was traveling these campaigns with the butchers. We got to the butchers, and it was just sometimes 3 shows a day.
Yeah.
And we got there after a while, we got there where we could get off on Sunday. We played every day of the week, and night too, day party at night, shows in the day.
Yeah.
And Monroe, you got off on Sunday, and I didn't hardly know it was Sunday, and I had to figure out, because we played so much. And I said, how'd you do this off day, Monroe? He said, you know, I don't know how he knowed it, but said that little Leadbetter boy found out I wasn't working today, Sunday, and said he come up there and started asking me all these licks, how I did this and how I did that. Said, like to run me nuts. He said that I showed him, said, I love these kids when they're doing this stuff, but he said, so I really didn't take off Sunday. He said, I just give dobro lessons. But Phil told me, said that back then we had the store, and we didn't have heat. That's way back. We had screen doors. And Phil said that I thought Monroe was a big star, you know. He said I just scared to death get around somebody like that. Said he come in, y'all started picking, and said, I remember running out that screen door and looking in, said I wouldn't stay in there where you at. I said, there come. Well, I just thought y'all was real big. He said I just stayed there trying to look through. Boy, I wanted to play a dobro so bad. And he got where you got around Monroe. Monroe's nice as he could be.
Yeah.
But I guess he's gonna kick back on Sunday and raise his legs at the rest, you know. But anyhow, there's just so many of them learned from, different parts from Monroe Queener.
Yeah.
He's one of the best trained here. Back in his day, Uncle Josh played mandolin and Monroe played dobro. Then I got pictures of them way back.
Yeah.
Esco Hankins, I worked for Esco Hankins. Monroe on dobro, and Uncle Josh played mandolin, and Tulik was, of course, playing bass, and L.A. was playing fiddle. L.A. White playing fiddle with them. Well, they had a good group. But we just did so many shows. So we was doing a show, one of them big old fancy houses that's trying to sell them. Or having a party there. They have a party on some of them going to sell. I guess party people bought them kind of houses. Your dinner at 7 Oaks. Going down Kings Pike is a nice place. And when we did, why, I'd heard Monroe, and you hear this stuff every day. It just grooves in your head. And you do, when you play like we did, you do the same old show.
Yeah.
Because, you got a different crowd everywhere you go.
Right.
And I heard that dobro and heard it, and we was just sitting there waiting for him to tell us to get picking in. I just picked that dobro up, and I said, I'm going to play one on the dobro. And he had me his bar, and I played on it. I started playing on it, and I said, shoot. Monroe said, shoot, you can play a dobro. I said, I reckon I can. I've been listening to it 17 years. I said. So I just kidding him, but I played a tune, and he gave me one of his bars. He had 6 bars, I believe it was made. Then but 6.
I think it's
six bars. Yeah. He had them made specially for him. And I think he said he'd give one away. And he said, I'm going to give you one. He brought it to me, give it to me. Of course, I wasn't going to pay on dobro, but I might pick around the store, sell them. Yeah. And I give it to Mike, because he's a dobro player over there. Right. And he's got one of those, he said I had them spatial built, like you really need them, he said. But
I told you about L.A. didn't in Porter. Porter come to L.A. He said, I want to do a thing, and I need dobro on it. I said, can you play dobro? And Ellie said, oh, yeah, so I play dobro. And Ellie said, I couldn't. He said, well, what song you going to do? I said, and Porter told him. He said, I set up all night, picked that dobro and wrote the song. He went to record.
Yeah, he knows what song we was going to do, 2 or 3 songs we was going to do. On opera, he played it. That's his first dobro for him. Yeah, he could play a lot of stuff, though. He just knew fiddle, he played mandolin, played guitar.
He's talking about L.A. being back with L.A. He had a brother. I think he was older than L.A.
Clark White.
Yeah. Anyhow, I said, I didn't know he could even talk. He never had said nothing. 15, 16 years. Said one morning he was eating breakfast, and his mother burnt biscuits. Said his boy spoke up and said, Mother, said, you burnt the biscuits. Well, they looked at him and said, what's been wrong with you? And he swelled up, and now everything's been okay. But they was a backward bunch, but they really were ready to run the country, and their dad was a school teacher, but was Chopper Mountain teacher.
Dad's school teacher. You know, Lee was over at the Barber College for a while.
Yeah.
He's a teacher over it. Yeah. He's in charge of it. Wilson was playing on TV and everywhere. And then we got butchered. It was just every day. And I was talking about goats. I like goats. And he said, well, my brother, reading on here, Clark, my dad's name is Clark West. And he said, well, Clark, my brother's got some goats. Said, if you want one. He said, go up there and I'll get you a goat. So we get the truck, go up there and got a goat. And Clark brought it down and kept it there. So I got to meet him. Clark just about like him when he was real quiet. He said, say nothing.
I think he told L.E. to play fiddle. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, it was back in the days when
it was.
L.E. was playing on Cass Walker. He said he had an old motorcycle. He rode in there.
Played WROL and 14, 15 years old. And he rode from Blaine to Knoxville. Rain, shine, sleet, or snow, it didn't matter. Said that old chain come off that old motorcycle. He'd have to get off and put it back on, make it to the radio station.
He said his hands would be so cold in the wintertime, and then he'd get up there and play fiddle. And Cass Walker, he's just young, a teenager.
Yeah. Well, he's about 14, I guess 14, maybe 15. He went with Bill Monroe. I think he's 15 or 16, and never been out of Blaine. And he went to Knoxville and played Bill Monroe.
Yeah.
He said, he got there and he said, Lee, said, we're going to Pennsylvania tonight. Said, go in and get your hat. And they'd never been out of Blaine except Knoxville. Said he didn't know where it had a hat or nothing.
Allen, yeah. Yes, I remember we got that first royalty check, $1,006 something dollars. I forgot, 1,006. I believe it's 600. It's 10,600 and something dollars. Because he showed it to me. I went in. We were doing Barney and Buster. And then I went down to the dressing room and he said, "Look here, what I got." And the day before that or two, we was walking the streets of Gatlinburg. We were playing every night up there. And we'd have to work on his old Cadillac every day in my garage. I had a mechanic down there fixing that to get us up there. He'd make a trip, and he told me, he said, "That thing needs everything, David. Everything on it's wore out." And he'd tear something up and he'd come back in and fix it up. But he was, he had that check. And I said, "What are you going to do with it?" "I want to take it to the bank, tell them I want $1,000 bills for it. And then I'm going to go over to Alan Collins and wave them." And he said I never would make it. You know, let's get back on that, the records and stuff here you've done. And who's on this new CD with you?
That'll be my group. And, of course, there's one song that we're doing an old Hank Williams song, You Win Again.
You Win Again?
Jerry Lee Lewis, you know, famous, yeah. So there's a good friend of mine from out in Oak Ridge. He lives up next to me now. Darryl Pride plays piano, and he's played with, Lord, he's been on recordings for the Hensons, and he played with the Perrys for years, and he's just really, really good piano player. And we got him to come in and play piano on that. It really.
We'll get Ron to play. Can you play one?
Sure.
What do you prefer?
Well, there's one on there. I think it's the second one on there. It's called Deeper Down.
All right.
And it is one that our dobro player, he's from Corbin, Kentucky. And he actually wrote this song. And it's about the floods of Kentucky from 1977 and 2024. And if you listen to the last verse on it, it actually mentions 77-24. And he lived through them floods, so he knows what he's singing about. So, yeah, he wrote that. That's really good song.
All right, we'll play it. Here it is, Deeper Down.
Tonight, the death toll in Kentucky continues to rise following what the governor called, quote, the worst flooding disaster he has ever seen. More than a dozen people are dead, including 6 children, and the number of victims, well, that's expected to climb. Floodwaters have wiped out entire communities in some of the poorest places in our country. Search and rescue teams, backed by the National Guard, are going door to door, frantically looking for the missing.
Around my old Kentucky home. I've got to leave here if I can catch a boat. I've got to get back. I've got to get back to higher ground. Because I'm only getting deeper down. Yes, I'm only getting deeper down. Fish are crying as a river it runs dry. The banks are sliding as the river she runs high. I've got to get back. I've got to get back to higher ground. 'Cause I'm only, yes, I'm only getting deeper down. Yes, I'm only, yes, I'm only getting deeper down. Kids are crying in my old Kentucky home. Bills are piling high as we go along. Yes, I'm only getting deeper down. "77, 24 deeper down. Yes, I'm only
There you go. Free reign. I like it. It's good. Very good.
Yeah, it's a.
When did you guys record it?
We just finished up a couple months ago, actually. Just now got them back. So
Very good. Mike Kelly said tell you he'd run up here, but he's taking 2 kids to football practice somewhere.
bless his heart.
Yeah, he's busy these days. I said tell you howdy.
Well, howdy to Mike.
There you go. He's tuned in and listening this morning.
He said on the air when he first got our song and played that first song on 96.7 Sunday morning. He said that I had been in this business for 60 years. Can you believe that? I ain't but 45, but I guess I'm an old soul.
Maybe.
I guess I just been around a while.
You must have talk about me, meaning you.
Might have.
Dad, I told him one time, I said, boy, them people over there knows me. On the road somewhere, and this little lady come out. She'd had her in that walker, and this was about 20 years ago when I was young. And she come out there and said, the girl was with her, said, Mama said she knows you. Said she watched you on Catwalker show. Said you was the best thing they had. And said she'd know you anywhere. Said you're Honey Wild, ain't you? Another one that said the same thing. I was coming out. She said, up in there in Kentucky, Mr. Walker was big up in Kentucky. Oh, you go up there and they know you ever get on that show. And she said, oh, buddy, said, I've been watching you on TV. Said, I just loved you. You was my pick. Said, I've watched you since I was a little girl. And I said, honey, how old are you? She said, 90. One of them deals like yours, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's about it.
90-year-old.
We was up at a museum one time, as we sitting back there, and he'd been jamming. This old lady walked up to him. She's up there nice. She said, hey, Lee, said, I just love your music. Said, I used to watch you on Caswell when I was just a little girl. Ellie, Ellie, he's excited with his head down, and he looked. What else do you think I am?
Hey, we was in my Cadillac up there, and had the seats up where we just sitting in. Some lady brought him. It's his birthday. Was playing for Hammers up there. What was playing for him, and I believe it's a grand opening or in Union County. But Ellie's sitting back there, and Ava Barber booked her on it too. And he said, now watch me. We had some fun out of Ava. She started out, she worked years with us on Bonnie and Buster. She come up and said, how y'all doing? Said, how you doing, L.A.? And he said, okay. Looked down at Florida. He looked like he didn't know her. She looks at me and says, I don't believe he knows who I am, does he? And then he started grinning and said, because, she'd been with us for a long time. And Ellie cut the cake. He said, booby cakes. You saw them old booby cakes they used to make. He just reached and got him one, and he was eating it. And he said, I want you to look at that. He said, everybody comes up here, old 90-year-old people, said, all of them knows us. He said, you know, I ain't far from it. He'd get there too. But I guess everybody's got different opinions. We're going to do just a little bit more, I reckon. We'll go off with you, I guess. We'll go off with him. But I'll tell you something. This is a change of subject, but here a while back we had soup day. We had soup, and it's dumpling day, wasn't it? Dumpling day, yeah, because we feed a piece of the officers over in Knox County, and we have a bunch of them that we feed every so often back when I had the soup day, and then we have just something for them, and they like them dumplings, chicken and dumplings. So we named this one boy Dumplings because he eats so much dumplings. And we had so many people coming around, we had just filling rooms up. And that second room back there, I said, I'm covered, I didn't want to paint it or nothing, so I just put posters of people who's run for office all over it. And that done good there. I didn't never paint it.
Yeah.
I had Paul White, the sheriff. I remember him. Rodney Archer had out them real pretty 4x8. You remember them big old signs he had?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I said to Gil Martin, it's kind of, I believe his manager or something, give me one of them. So it's still in there. We put that 4x8 sheet up on the ceiling. And man, I got thinking, well, shit, you can take 3 of these things before do a whole ceiling. But anyhow, I've got Harry Truman. I just got people, sheriffs. I got mayors, and it's no telling who all I got in there. Go back with the just different ones. I think I got Bill Clinton and whoever it was. I didn't care whether Democrat or Republican. I put the poster up, and I called it the Situation Room. And I woke up this morning thinking about that Situation Room, and I said, boy, that's a way, you could take, what you could do, build yourself a building and put 4x8 sheets up there and do the whole ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
And it looked good after you put your insulation up. And then I thought about this guy that worked for Meredith Bakery. It's a sight what people can build out of nothing, what everybody throws away. I went up there. He said he's going to sell me a bunch of laying hens. Of course, I trade on everything, but he probably want a guitar or something. I go up to his house to see his laying hens, and they give him them pallets. They're about, 30 inches, about 2 foot, I guess, something, whatever they are. Mm-hmm. And he took and nailed them together, put the same thing on the outside, but the inside had them shells, and built him a nice little chicken house out of that.
Yeah.
He put all that stuff together. And he had him a nice chicken house, and I thought, well, man, that was good. So I traded him out some flats. He come back home, built me a chicken house from a chicken there, off, just like he had, It was just, and one guy had one, it was his garage or something. I remember seeing it. He put the 2 4s close together and built it out of license plates. He must have had one bunch of license plates that he had them on there, but it's from everywhere, and he just built it. It's a sight what people can build. Now, I went in, this is what I want to tell you, though, and Ron, y'all know where it's at up here at this, I don't know who's got it now, but there's a Mexican restaurant there just as you go in Lake City, like that. And I got over at the bar. They had a bar, and it built like a roof over it, like a little, I guess something you go in there and eat out of it. But they had the food in there, and I looked on top of it, and I thought, well, what is that for a roof? And they had took them sewer pipes, spring onions, I guess.
I hope they was.
And look here, they saw them in half. You know what I'm talking about? The long ways, not the short, but the long ways. And look here, that stuff locks on each other. It locks, see? They cut half go down in there, the other half go over here. And I even built a little house with that. Because that's the best roof you could get. But that's where I learned to do that. And I just saw that, and I thought, why? I got no, but they had put stripes and painted stuff on it. It looked like a slate. Mm-hmm. And I said, they good. Now, that's a good idea. So I come home. I got a place out there where my swing is, and it's got that gable thing on it, you know, and I needed I need some gutter, really, because when it rained, it come right down on your feet.
Yeah.
And Gibson Construction Company, big Mel Gibson, he is up there. He's sitting there just looking at it. He said, "What is that you got up there for gutter? Is that sewer pipe?" I said, "Yeah, I just cut it in two, and you paint it color you want it." He said, "Man, that's a good idea. I want to start using that. That'll never wear out, and it'll last forever." And just half it. See, when you half it, we put one half on one end, the other half on the other end. It was real cheap. You could put a roof on a chicken house for not many dollars. Just buy it and cut it half and half, and it can't leak. Run your tube for it through the middle. But it's a sight what people take and make something out of it. I mean, so we've thrown away a lot of stuff in our lifetime.
Yeah.
We could have made something out of it. But everywhere I go, the first thing I do is look the whole place over and see if there's anything in there I want. But I got thinking this morning, I was thinking about them 4x8 sheets. Don't take much to do it. You can do this whole ceiling in here about 6 of them. Mm-hmm. And it looks good because people won't say, oh, they won't read the hat. They won't even see how bad that look.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember when that guy run for sheriff. I remember when he run for mayor. And I named it the Situation Room. And if you come in there and he was into politics, I'd say, you're going to be sitting in the Situation Room. I take him back in there. Well, some of them had their pictures up, you know, some shirts and some of the everything. Gil Martin, I saw her poster up in there. And it's just so many people. They're still in there. I think they're using it for a storage room right now. I mean, we'll put guitars and things. But I want to tell you just a little bit about, we've got a real good repairman over right now. I mean, he's really good. He's worked a lot of different ones. He's worked on how many music stores in Nashville, repairing, and he was at Guitar Center for a long time. And he come in there and needed a place, and I didn't know him, but Anthony had worked with him. And you talk about good, he can really do that stuff. And we're happy to have him, Scott. We're glad that's his name, so just ask for him. You go in there. But we got so many things. We got some Martins over there. We got Martins, I'm talking about. They're making new stuff, Blue Top. They're making a lot of new stuff in the Martin. And, of course, Anthony Lay has bought all that out. I still own the land and stuff, but I was over at the bank, and the lady said something, what they're doing, said, run the side of me. I said, no, I sold that. And she thought I sold all of it. And I said, no, I sold it in different parts of the business. I went back the next day. She, I'm so relieved. I was afraid they'd tear it down or something. That's a landmark. Well, I started to change the door. It's the truth. Just this year, I started to change the door. I said, I want me one of them good heavy-duty doors that'll open and shut itself, you know. And the guy, he's fixing to do it. And I don't know how many customers come in and said, we're going to change that door. Oh, don't change that door. We've been seeing that door since. And they talked me out of it. And I told him, I said, what are we going to do? He said, I'm just going to repair it. He said, I'll put it together real good and fix all the glass. And said, now go get them things that you put on it. When you open up, you walk in, it shut itself. Yeah. He fixed all that on. And so we still got the door put in there in 1955.
I know it's there as long as I can remember.
I meant to bring this morning, and I forgot about it, to show Ron. The first cider place, what this guy done, he was an artist. He done like Holiday on Ice, he done a lot of big displays. He took, I call it cheesecloths, that white cloth on big roads. He had big roads he done them signs with, murals and things on. And he built a frame for this cider place, and then covered it with that white stuff, and painted it inside and out. He painted before he put it up, then put it up. And it was waterproof, and it sits stiff in. And he put that all around the sides on the roof, and he painted it like it was shingles, big old, nice, pretty shingles, and put them curved. Oh, it's just beautiful. It's just a real home. And there he stands with the cider jug, 1955. He made some cider, and he's got it turned up like it's got his picture in it. And then he hired me to start running it like that. But 1955, well, it sold so good, and we sold so much cider, he had to have a bigger place because they had to have more coolers. Then he turned it the other way, long ways with the highway. The first one was built facing Clinton. I got a picture of it, and made a longer one about 20 feet long and built it out of cloth now. Cloth roof, everything cloth. It won't leak because he knows what kind of paint to use for everything. And it won't leak, so he built it, and he said, now, for this winter, we need some little more protection, so I might throw a rock wood or something. He went up and got my uncle in that sawmill up there where Lambert's is, and we took slabs and peeled the bark off and put them on, and then he made the stain out of roofing cement and bar saw. And you put it on and wipe it right back off, and it's unstained. And you can handle it or anything, walk on it. We do a porch. I do my floors that way. You can walk on it just quick as you get done, just wipe it off, and it's ready to walk on it, and it waterproofs it. And that's how he built that out of them logs. And, I mean, this whole place was built out of nothing. And put shavings back in them days on the floor. About every 3 or 4 months, he'd say, let's get some new shavings. I think we're going to rake all them out. You go over and get a truckload and put spray. Yes, because he was really particular with his stuff. Maybe, but I mean, I just got looking at. I was looking at that little cider place that Bernie built. It was just a few strips, maybe 2 or 3 2x2s, and cloth. And he put a window in it. The windows still thing up there. He slid back and you could walk up to it, and Randy, you could take a knife and open it up and walk in. But he'd made some drawers and signs that you go in Holiday on Ice, you'd think that's a big house there, and it was something he painted.
Yeah.
Wasn't no house, no, to start with. But anyhow, it was something to see. If I think of it next week, I'm gonna bring a picture over and let Ron see it. You just won't believe it. And I had to look at it. I would have thought it was a building if I didn't know worked there and know what he'd done.
Yeah.
But we had, a lot of people come there and drink cider, and we got so much history. We got Chet Atkins, Bill Carlisle sitting there on that bench, watching the cars go by. They was here for a big show dinner. Of course, we got Doug has got the show and the PA. He does the sound. For a lot of people, you need sound. He does a really good job for bluegrass too. He knows how to set it. A sound for bluegrass. He's really good on it. And so if y'all need a sound system or need somebody to do it, he's real good. I'd recommend him highly. He does all of ours, and he has a show Friday and Saturday nights. His open mic time here. It's kind of a thing where you go in there and sing. But on Saturday night, he has some big shows. And then he told me this week on Thursday night, they're fixing to, I think a guy's going to go in there and teach clogging and stuff and different kinds of dancing things. So it's going to be a real good thing. But why don't you come over and see all of it, because we got stuff they're making blue top Martins now. They're making stuff it's just unreal. You have to see some of it, but we got a big selection of Martin. Probably, as Ron said on one of them commercials, we got more drums. He's got drums. I think but he's got more drums. And I saw he's got brand names that I didn't know who was. I'm talking about. And he said that this part of him, he had him in a warehouse school. He was in the drum business before he came there.
Right.
But come over and see us. Come over and see Doug and karaoke night. That's what he calls it. It's Friday night. We'll get Ron to talk just a little bit more about that record.
Well, yeah.
Tell them who all's on it again, because some people I know.
It's me. I'm playing the banjo, singing lead and tenor and baritone, whatever they need. Cleve May on dobro, tenor and lead. Randall Woods on the electric bass. Then David Combs on the mandolin, and Damon Seals on the guitar. So, and then Darryl Pride played the piano on that one song. But
where's your show? You got some show dates Saturday?
We'll be playing tonight in Whitley City, Kentucky, the Blazing Bluegrass Festival. Then we're off tomorrow, and I'm gonna stay up there tonight, and I'm gonna see Joe Mullins and Radio Ramblers tomorrow. They're gonna be up there, and Jeff Tolbert is gonna be up there, and I'm gonna go see them tomorrow, and then we're headed up to Cumberland Gap for the Cumberland Mountain Music Show Saturday night at 6:00. So
Y'all picking up. I'm anxious to hear that new band. Of course, that other band you was with was good. I'm so proud of these guys. And like I said, Randall Woods, I graduated high school with him. And me and Damon go way back too. And it's just a really good bunch of guys, and just a good group all the way around. I'm really tickled with this recording. It's come out real good. Well, I'm glad to hear it. Now, I'm anxious to go somewhere where you're picking. I'll probably get to see you for long, but I'm going to leave you with a little thought. I'd like to leave a thought every week. Learn to get along with each other today, for tomorrow you may be together forever.
That's the truth.
Ain't that something to think about? I've got so many sayings that I wrote, and so many, when I was a kid, I listened to everybody's sayings. And so I'm going to try to do a different one every week. We're going to get Ron to take us off here.
Which song you want to go off with there,
Free
Daniel?
Rain, that's the one I wrote. It's
number
just
4.
a little instrumental song.
Till we get to see you next week.
All right, till we get to see you next week, you all. Here we go.
Thank you for listening to AM 1380 WYSH and Ask Your Neighbor. Make sure you tune in at 10 a.m. each day, Monday through Friday, right here on AM 1380 WYSH and BBB TV 12. Or listen live online at WYSHradio.com. And remember, if you have a question, comment, or problem, call in tomorrow and ask your neighbor. Or email from our website. It's Ask Your Neighbor. Thanks for listening.